Hello, this is Olivier back for a new video. This time it will be a bit a special video and I will bring you through my blues collection. And why I was just thinking about doing this video, it's just because I acquired and I got it delivered this week, this record from Son House. I mean, Son House was a great blues musician, and it's what I would call. I mean, not sure if I'm really good in the classification, but more the traditional blues, right? And that's what this video will be about, because in my collection I have many records from all the blues from late 60s and 70s, right? And especially the UK blues, which was really good as well, right? But more tending towards blues rock and people like John Mayall, like Savoy Brown, Clapton, obviously with Cream, and then in the US, Jimi Hendrix, and lots of other great ones like Johnny Winter, obviously, right? But this video is more about what I would call the original and classical blues. So, I got this record this week. I mean, that's a really, really great album. I think it's a reissue from the mid 90s on heavy vinyl, 180 grams, and it sounds wonderful. It's really, really good. I heard about some house online, and I checked it online. For me, it's in the same vein than a Robert Johnson, right? So it's a really for me one of the father of blues, right? And he's coming from the Mississippi, from the Delta, so it's more in this vein. Again, look, if you've never heard about Son House, I really recommend you to check you out. This reissue again is a really nice one. It's a reissue from the UK from 1995, I think, but really, really great recording. So I'm moving now to this side where you will see. Then look, the my collection when it comes to again what I call the classic blues, right? So first one, Blind Willie Johnson. That's really nice record, which is coming on Folkways record label. Blind Boy Fuller. I will just flip through, not to take too much time. Blind Black Blues. Big Walter Horton, that's a bit later blues. It's from the 80s. It comes on this Alligator label. They did some great things, so I have a few records on this label, and it's more blues from the 80s. B.B. King, so that's an unofficial issue, and it's a live recording with different other artists. So here you have the Clapton, the Stevie Ray Vaughan, and others. And as I said before, that's not what I will show you in this part of the collection. An earlier and an original B.B. King, which is a best of on the ABC label. That's a later B.B. King from the 870s, Midnight Believer. That's kind of a compilation as well, with some great artists. Over compilation, you see here Memphis Slim, Sonny Terry, John Lee Hooker, Lightning Hopkins, many great musicians. Howling Wolf, that's a wonderful album as well. It's a reissue, it's not an original, 180 grams. I think the reissue or the originals of this one are really difficult to find, and can get really expensive if you want them in good condition. Here, a bit something special. It's from the original soundtrack from the Crossroad movie. I don't have lots of soundtrack in my collection, but again, I mean, Crossroad, I've seen this movie back in the days when it came out. Great movie. It's kind of look, It's a fiction, right? But it's the story of Robert Johnson, right, where the legend says that he did a pact with the devil, right, and that's somehow the movie is covering a bit that, right. So it's not, they don't say that it's Robert Johnson, but somehow it relates to this story. A really great movie. If you've never seen it, really recommend it. That's another compilation. Then Chuck Berry, London session. Booker White, yeah, really good one as well. There is a volume 1, I have only the volume 2, and still looking for the volume 1 if I would find it on the wild. Here a bit of an exception, best of British blues anthology, so here you will have the Claptons, the John Mayall and the others, right? I just have it here because yeah, I didn't know where to put it anywhere else in my shelves, so I put them here. I have the number, oh, that's a 3, so I have volume 1, volume 3, and I don't have the volume 2. So coming back to the original artist, Champion Jack Dupree, really great pianist, really like it. And Champion Jack Dupree was a pianist, blues player at the early beginning, and he didn't, you know, he wasn't able to live from music, so he went for boxing, right? And that's where his name Champion came from. But he did it only for a few years, and he was injured and get back to music, right? Somehow. Another Champion Jack Dupree, Clifton Chenier, which is kind of a Cajun blues, right? Which yeah, I really like as well. Fred McDowell, that's a reissue again, 180 gram, but really, really a wonderful album as well. Fred McDowell, Mississippi Fred McDowell, that's an original, and it comes on this nice Everest record label. John Hammond, it's a best of. I don't have any album from John Hammond, and definitely that's something I would take if I would find in the wild. I mean, that's a best of, it's a double album, so it's covering many of his songs, but I really enjoy John Hammond. It's a great musician. James Cotton, that's again more 80s. I mean 80s blues. It's not 80s blues, right? But it's an artist which recorded this album in the 80s, and it's coming on his Alligator label again. John Lee Hooker, Endless Bookie, that's an original on ABC. That's best of John Lee Hooker. That's the original later album, probably one of the last, The Healer from John Lee Hooker. Robert Johnson, King of the Delta Blues, that's a mono press on Columbia, and it's not the first issue, it's a later reissue from the late 60s or early 70s, but I was really happy to find this one some years ago in really, really good condition. Casey Blues, Casey Douglas, that's a wonderful album which comes on Prestige Bluesville, and look as well, I found this one on the wild for a really good price. I was really lucky because these ones are worth some money. Lightning Hopkins, it's a promotional copy, and Lightning Hopkins as well, right? I mean, one of my favorite artists. Again, Lightning Hopkins, that's more compilation. This one comes on Bluesville as well, it's a compilation. Little Sonny, Little Walter, Luther Allison, which look really, really great musician. So that's more a bit electric, right? But still, right, I would still call that more, yeah, it's probably at the edge between traditional blues and more blues rock. But look, I classify that in this part of my collection, right? Luther Allison, Live in Paris. Bad News is Coming. Novel Literalism. Memphis Slim. That's on the Vogue label, which I really like. French press from the mid-60s. Memphis Slim. Another Memphis Slim, so that's a compilation. And that's an album from Memphis Slim. New Orleans, House of the Blues or Home of the Blues, so that's a compilation. The Oscar Benton Blues Band, right? So yeah, that's yeah, I'm not sure if they did lots of albums. I found this one day and look, sounds really good as well. Otis Spann, that's more piano based as well. Papa John Creech, I bought this one in the yard sale some years ago. It's yeah, it's kind of blues. It's blues as well, with violin, which is a bit special, but it's a good album. That's as well a band which did only one album, I think, the Revolutionary, sorry, Blues Band. Again, more the UK blues stuff, compilation. Dr. Ross, Seagull Band as well. That was kind of a blind bind, but really good as well. Sonny Boy, Sonny Terry, Taj Mahal, Nova Taj Mahal. Then that's Muddy Water, Covers and Song, which is a solid album from Muddy Water. That's kind of a compilation. Big Joe Williams and Sonny Boy. And that was it. Then we get to my small jazz section, because I'm not a big jazz fan, but I have some records. So thank you for watching. Hopefully, you know, you liked the video. If that's the case, I mean, please leave comments, give me a thumbs up, and see you soon.